ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with the monthly readings for the month of June. Now, what do we have this month of June? What do we have? What do we have? Well, right off the bat, I can say that we start with a penumbral lunar eclipse, a lunar eclipse. Between the days of 5 and 6th of June. And what does that mean? The penumbral moon lunar eclipse, it will look like a round circle with light all around it. Penumbral is shadow, means shadow. This lunar eclipse is in Sagittarius. And then the next one takes place. That was a lunar eclipse. The next one takes place on June 21st. And it is a solar eclipse in Cancer with very intense and antagonistic energy, followed by unpredictable and difficult to follow events. And so this June has 2 moons and 2 eclipses, a solar and a lunar eclipse. So you can imagine on June 21st, the moon will block the sun over Africa, the Central African Republic, Congo, and Ethiopia, south of Pakistan as well, and northern India, and China, mostly all of China. You'll be able to see that. It's going to be very intense, June, with the potential to cleanse, the potential to purify, close some loops or wounds. That's really important to remember, or get rid of, eradicate some unconscious or borrowed patterns that we may have, which could be old or very, very old, and could be ours or from our ancestors. So the solar eclipse in Cancer on June 21st represents a great time, a propitious moment for letting go of the past. I'll say it again, letting go of the past. How many times have we heard that before? But only after we offer ourselves enough time for closure following some less pleasant events. So how are we going to conduct these readings this month? Let me show you the decks that I'll be using. I have the Egorov Tarot. It's a Russian deck. I got it in St. Petersburg. Gold edition of the Egorov Tarot. Beautiful deck, beautiful deck. Slightly different from the Universal Tarot deck. Then I have the Silver Witchcraft deck, which is one of my favorites. I always say it's one of my favorites. And then I have my Virasipila cards that you know I use all the time. And of course, I have my runes. So for those of you who are here for the first time, if you like what you see, do share, subscribe, and ring the notification button so you'll get notified. I would appreciate that. Enjoy these readings and write to me under each reading to tell me how it resonated. Tell us a little bit about your story. It's always nice to share our stories, especially in this time of social seclusion, and we are all in the same boat. We are. So enjoy the readings. Namaste. Hey, Taurus. So happy to be here for you for the reading for the month of June. Let's see what's in store for you, Taurus. Lovely earth sign, Taurus. What's in store for you for the month of June, Taurus? In store for the month of June, Taurus. Let's see what's in store for Taurus for the month of June. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. The Three of Cups. Lucky you. The Three of Cups. The Four of Swords. The Five of Cups. It's quite interesting the way, and this is the Page of Wands. So we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. And what's it's interesting, it's quite interesting to see that we have these lovely cards. And then right in this position here, there's always a card that's iffy. And this happened to Aries as well. Let me take a look. I have to say, Taurus, that you are brought many ideas. If you're one of those Taurus friends out there who has had a difficult May, and especially the end of May, who has, I don't know, had car trouble, you sprained your ankles, some nuisance or something that you really, a scare. Okay. If you're one of those Taurus that has had a scare, this month of June is there to show you, Taurus, that, hey, it's time to give thanks, even though you broke a leg, even though your car has to be fixed, total the car. It's time to give thanks. You have a roof over your head. And it looks like this is what I'm looking at. You get this right away. You get this message right at the beginning of the month, and you get it right at the end of the month. And to tell you the truth, towards the end of the month, Taurus, what I'm looking at is you planting seeds. Planting seeds, not so much because you have the intention of wanting to do something new, but as if it were a game to see how much I could stretch my elastic, how much I could go beyond the envelope, and let me see how daring I could be. Could I possibly get that job if I applied? And then you apply. So you start planting things of this nature towards the end of the month of June. Now, many of you may be involved with a fire sign. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And of course, there's this Four of Swords, and it does tell us there's a waiting game here, but let's take a look at that right away. All right, so what do we have? We've got the 10 of Coins. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Death card. So let's take a look at under the deck. And we've got the King of Swords. Interesting. Now, as I said, many of you may be involved, Taurus, with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I'm looking here at a time where let's say that you are, for some reason, you have to stay put. Okay, we're on lockdown. Okay, there's social distancing. Okay, the situation is as it is. But add to that, let's say that something else has happened. You tried. You attempted to start work again, and a sign came to you. Your car broke down, or some kind of thing like that. And this is what I'm seeing, that there's something that gave you a sign that I shouldn't have done that. All right. Now, I'm seeing that here, and it looks like, Taurus, that you are fine. You are fine. You are fine. You're abundant. You have everything to thank the heavens for. But there's something here that irks you because you're not, perhaps it could be, there are many reasons. There could be you're not 100% in your game. You have low energy. You are losing patience with somebody. You're getting bored. So there are a lot of little things that seep in at the beginning of June, especially, Taurus, where they sort of dissuade you. They allow you to change your direction, disorient you. And then, what do we have? As I said, you may be involved with an air sign, but this King of Swords is also a very, very swift king. You start thinking once again, well, I want to open my business. Why should I be doing this type of work? I mean, it's been, okay, I could be 30, I could be 40, 50, 60, whatever it is. I could be 20. And I've always wanted to have my own business. And now I'm getting, a lot of experience. But, damn, maybe it's time for me to make that jump. And so you're dreaming, it's sort of a dreamy period, especially this first week of June, where there is that moon, the lunar eclipse, and you are prone to these moods because you have, it seems that in your mind, Taurus, and it is this way because this is how you're experiencing it. In your mind, this is a moment where you are you're at a crossroads. In your mind, you're putting yourself in a crossroads this month, and especially around that first week of June, at the end of the first week of June. And you say to yourself, where do I want to go? I know where I've always wanted to go. What's wrong with me? Why don't I start going there? And then you go and you look, well, there's her or him. I don't know if they'd like to move with me somewhere. I don't know how adventurous they are. And so you try to look at the people around you and see yourself in relation to your context, and not in the sense of giving the blame or not taking your own responsibility. No, you sort of project your ideas and your desires into your reality, so you can start to visualize more clearly what it is that you should be doing, or how your desires should take shape. Now I'm going to take some more tarot cards here on this Five of Cups. That is the card that mostly shouts concern, let's say. So we have the Nine of Coins. Okay, the Nine of Coins is just an abundant card. It's a beautiful card. The Queen of Wands again here. As I said, there are two Queen of Wands, one with one deck and one with the other deck. So that's very likely that you are involved with a fire sign. And the last is Judgment, the Judgment card. I have to say that you are really painting yourself in a crossroads situation, because by all of your assessments, you've even put pen to paper, black on white, and you've put the pros and cons of what you're doing. And so it seems that you would like to make a qualitative jump. And I'm talking about your work, of course, but it's in relation to your other relationships. So if you can, I can express myself a little better this way, Taurus. Your language particularly is, your language of love is represented by material goods, your money, the cash flow, and that's highly, highly spiritual for you. And this is very common. It's very common. And so when you don't see yourself satisfied or realized in a position that you think is not good enough for you, or you can do better, then you're putting yourself at a crossroads. Okay, now is the time that I have to change something in my life. I'm going to take the Vera Sibilla here and look at the Judgment card here. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it is about work and you mulling over what to do. Look, we have Omaggio di Preziosi. These are gifts. These are messages, really. Then we have the Merchant, work-oriented, and then we have letter. So these are strong messages of messages. They're like the pages. We have a page incoming to the month, a page outgoing. This is a lot of communication that you have with co-workers, colleagues, people you haven't seen, even childhood friends, and you're catching up with them, perhaps. These are examples. And you ask them, well, what have you been doing? Well, I've been doing this. And you sort of bounce around different ideas. And it's all about the workforce, around the work that you do. Now, there is this lovely Three of Cups. So let's take a look at that and let's see what that has to say to you. Well, so talk. Okay, we have the delirious people, the deliranti. We've got the messenger. Here we have some more communication. And then gran consolazione. This is great consolation. Now, what do we have here? You are told, all right, how are you told? These 2 pages, incoming, outgoing. You are given information concerning something that you would be wonderful at. Okay, so you have this job and you've got your position. You are skilled in something, you have a profession, whatever it is. But through the conversations that you have, through communication that you have with people you know and people who know people who you know, you're given information about something opening up, and that starts to pique your interest, and that's where the celebratory card comes up, the 3 of Cups. Now, there's also here some more that I'd like to look at, and basically, let's see, the beginning of the month. What is that? Those messages. Okay, we have casa, the house, but it's also a place of business, actually. Superbia, this is vanity. This is vanity, but it's also success. And Donna Maritata, the married woman. She is an important person in your life, could be a male or female in this spread here. And I see you as being successful with a relationship. You are successful in a relationship. And it seems to me that your moodiness, which could come out right around that 5th and 6th, that the lunar eclipse, it puts a strain on the relationship that you have. But the need here, the watchword, is the communication. You need to keep that communication open. All right, then the outgoing information here is we have nemica, which is a female enemy, could be a male enemy. We have fortuna, fortune, and gelosia, envy. There is someone who doesn't have your back. Okay, there's someone on the workplace that is a bit envious of you, but it works to your favor. Why? Because, as I think it might have been, well, a writer, I think it was Oscar Wilde, actually said, oh, it doesn't matter what they say. It's just important that they talk about me. Okay, so it is important, because when your name goes around, whatever they say, it's important. That means you are an object of interest. Let's see. All right, now we've got here Lagos and its Merkstave. This is telling you, look, it's not going to be easy this month of June, especially the first 2 weeks. This is intuitive knowledge. This is an emotional knowledge. This is female energy. And your emotions are going to run high. You're going to be moody. That's, there's nothing more that I can say. You're moody. You start the month with moodiness, and that is what you have to fight against. This is Ingvats. And Ingvats is all about a successful conclusion. And we did have that lovely, that this comes out in the cards. There is here in this message, in Ingvats, it talks about a relief. Finally, I'm relieved that something has happened. And this happens when you get a wind of something that could be offered to you, or an opportunity for you. We have 30 sats, and 30 sats here is a rune that's always difficult, but in this spread, the way they were cast, it's about luck here again. And like I said, there is an opportunity that comes to you, especially towards the end of the month. Here we have a Gifu, and Gifu is a gift. It's a partnership as well, but it's a gift in the sense of, first of all, an important development in your romantic relationship, and that's fine, because it's highs and lows and highs and lows. There are difficulties because you're moody, but it's through this other person, this relationship that you have, the exchange with him or her, that makes it possible for you to have that opportunity. We have here Keenats, and Keenats is Merkstave. It's upside down, and usually it's warm energy and fire and power. Here it looks like there is a little bit a drop in self-confidence. This is the rune need, and this is always a delay. It tells you to have patience. If you're stopped up because of something that has occurred to you in the beginning of the month, just try to really have patience no matter what you can do. Here I have Algits, and Algits is Merkstave. So Algits in this position is telling us, look, this is friendship is a key word for you, and it is through friendship that you will, it's a sort of a stepping stone. Use the friends that you contact during the month of June. They are there to help you. We have weird here, the nameless, faceless rune. And so what does that mean? That means destiny. There's something that's faded or not disclosed to you yet. It also means that you're very determined to get something that you want because you know that you would be good at it. If it's your own business, you want to start making the plans. So have patience, because we know that usually in this, I know that this first lunar eclipse is going to throw you for a loop in terms of your moodiness. Here we have Awats. Now, together with Algits and Awats, we have a powerful ally. You are protected. So if this is a moment, Taurus, where you would like to risk a little bit, you can. You can mid-month, I would suggest, because you have some protection. Try to be patient and ward off that moodiness, because you have a surprise coming at the end of the month. Namaste. Until we read together again, Taurus.